The thing about truth, worshiping in spirit and in truth, there's no truth without consistency. Because if it's not consistent, then is it really true?
Welcome to the April Will Show, where we are exploring creativity. And today I have a wonderful, lovely guest on. He's been a friend of mine for a very long time. Well, can we say long? I don't know. But yes, he's
Yeah,
a very good friend of mine.
definitely I long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's Raphael Lewis. Thank you for being on. So, just so you know more about him, Raphael is an intercessory missionary, a worship leader, and a studio manager at the Jamaica House of Prayer. He also has a degree in music performance and classical, right? Can you tell us more about it, Raf?
Yeah.
Because you know.
Bachelor's in musical performance in classical piano. So
Yes. So you can see he's really talented, and I'm telling you, like really talented. He's really great at music,
yeah,
and
it was good.
yeah, right. And I'm just so happy to know that he's using it for God right now. Being an intercessory missionary. So just to explain what that is, it's like missionaries that focus more on interceding for a specific purpose, like the nation or something specific. Raf can tell us more about that, but it's really beautiful. Usually it will take prayer, but they also incorporate a lot of worship, right? So
Yeah.
Raf definitely manages that a lot. And we want to talk about how he expresses all of that through social media, especially with the ministry. And also, what is it about creativity that he loves and why he focuses on it? So, welcome, Raf.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here. Yeah, big up April. Like, yeah, like, I'm so proud of you for doing this and yeah, like really going for it. And it's awesome. So yeah, I pray that even in this time that the Lord will just bless this time and minister to the people who need the ministry and yeah, encourage those especially in this creative space where you're just like, oh my gosh, especially like COVID was a killer for creatives, for
Mhm.
a lot of creatives because a lot of their creativity comes through interaction and through art and through like showing people physically. And so I know
Wow.
that COVID impacted like Edna a whole lot. Like Edna had to like shut down. Like we didn't have online classes for like a really long time.
Mm.
UE and UTech, the other like primary colleges in Jamaica, like they were able to like move online, but the arts, dance, like
Wow,
yeah,
yeah.
music, yeah, greatly impacted by COVID. So I really hope that this time will be very encouraging. Yeah, the Lord really encouraged me, like through COVID and after, just in terms of like rebuilding, like what my ministry looks like when
Um,
we were stuck in homes and yeah, stuck at home or yeah, not being able to like interact with people physically.
mhm.
So yeah,
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 for sure. You know that you mentioned that. That's so interesting because it's true that creativity, it really like helps when you are around community. Like community kind of like feeds your creativity, you
yeah.
know? Because especially when you are around like-minded individuals, because you're able to gel off of each other and to even just share and to do things. And a lot of the things are physical, like dancing. I mean, what did you do when you were home? Dance by yourself?
Yeah, like just really crazy. Like, yeah, just one virus just ruined ruined the arts for a good while. Like people had to like really figure
Uh-huh.
out new ways to share their art.
Yeah. But would you say that because of that, people had to find different avenues to express their creativity. So therefore there was a rise in social media?
Yes, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Especially like 2020, 2021, like huge boosts in social media and in online interactions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so Like even musicians would like figure out, okay, I'm gonna record my part from home, you record your part from home, sing us, and then we
Uh-huh.
send all of our various videos to one person and then them put it together and stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of us all being in the same room, like vibing off of each other, it's still a completely different experience.
Mm-hmm.
But we figured out different ways to make it work and things. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, a big thing about music and about music is a whole lot about collaboration. So
Mm.
like yeah, with us not being able to meet together and not being able to like actually vibe off of each other in the room and thing, yeah, that was a big shift, big shift.
Wow, that was it. That is interesting. Like you really had to adapt a lot. A lot.
Yes.
Yeah. So like Raph, let's talk about you. Like when did you discover your musical talents?
Well, my apparently my parents discovered it before I did
Oh.
because apparently at age 3, um, my parents had brought me to see Titanic. I was I was 3 years old at the time. But on the way home, apparently they heard me humming the theme song from da 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 da. And then I went to the piano. My siblings were learning piano at the time.
Mm,
And apparently I went over to the piano and I started plunking out the dum da dum 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 dum, and they got a tape recorder, recorded that, and shared it with my teacher, and she and they were just like, he has to learn. She was saying that my hands were too small to span the keys at the time, but then my parents were just like, no man, like look, listen to this, like he has to learn, he can do it. And so from then, like yeah, composed my first piece at age 5. Yeah, so from a very young age, I knew that my gifting was in music. And actually, before I was born, um, there somebody came and told my parents that the Lord wanted me to be named Raphael because I would heal people through music. Raphael comes from Jehovah Rapha, which is God my healer. So they said that the Lord would that I would heal people through music before I was born. So my parents knew that before, but to see how it would work out now, where actually like people are coming to me and telling me that what I was playing actually brought healing to their bodies or their minds or their souls or their spirit, like
mhm.
that, like I'm just in awe at what the Lord had purpose from the beginning and how He's bringing it out now. Where actually like, my vocation now is ministry and ministry through worship and music and yeah. So yeah, that was the start. I went straight from the start to now
Well,
without any of the in between. But yeah, I definitely discovered that. I discovered it myself from what I can recollect at age 5. My parents tell me age.
yeah. Wow, and it even shows like how important like our parents or caregivers are in actually helping to foster our gifts, our
Yes.
creativity.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I didn't know the magnitude of this story, Raf. I mean, like I knew that you from a young age you were really good at music. Like I heard that story, right? But like just to know more about it, like I'm actually really blessed to hear that and I feel honored that you're telling us right now.
God is good. God is good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. 5, your first piece. Do you still
Yeah.
have it available?
I if I had a piano like right here, I could play it for you. I don't have a recording of it. Right
One
now.
day.
Yeah,
You need to come back
definitely.
and play it for us.
I should just record it and just put it on my YouTube or my Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. So, you have a specific YouTube channel.
I do. I
Mhm.
don't promote it much.
Okay.
It's more for like family stuff, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I do have a personal YouTube channel. And then there's the Jamaica House of Prayer YouTube channel, which is the main
Mhm.
channel that I'm involved with.
So yes, from that instant, you and even like from the age of 3 and continuing, you've been developing your musical talent, and now specifically this moment in your life is manifesting by you using it for God and to bless others, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, what does worship mean to you?
So, worship is definitely like, so before I thought that worship was just singing songs and praising God and stuff like that. But like over the years and reading through scripture and being taught, I've learned that worship is really a lifestyle that like everything that has breath, praise the Lord and like the true worshippers will arise who will worship in spirit and in truth. Like this is, it's not just whenever you go behind a piano or behind a mic and you're singing something to the Lord. Like worship is something that's supposed to be emanating from your life. Like the things that you do when you do them to the best of your ability for God and as unto God, that is worship. And so
Mhm.
it's more than just singing songs. When you speak to somebody, like how you speak to them, like is this bringing honor to God? Yeah, in whatever areas of your life, how you serve, how you give, yeah, that is
Mhm.
worship.
Wow, wow. That will preach. And would you say that for the creators and content creators that are watching, like us creating our pieces on social media can be an act of worship to God?
Yes, it certainly can. Yeah, and
Uh,
as the Bible says, everything that you do, do it as unto Him. Do it to the best of your ability.
yeah,
And so, like in everything that you do, that is worship
yeah.
to the Lord.
Wow, yeah. This is convicting me right now because it's just making me think that this that I'm doing, like my podcast, creating things to share with people, I really, want to do it to the best of my ability and do it for God unto
Mhm.
him, you
Yeah,
know? Wow, that's a good reminder of. Yeah. And
yeah.
can you talk about like more of we've been talking about Jamaica House of Prayer. I mean, I know it. It introduced me to a lot while I was in Jamaica, like a lot about worship, intercession. So it has a special place in my heart. But can you tell us more about it?
So Jamaica House of Prayer is what we would call not an exact offshoot because we're not like actually affiliated with the International House of Prayer, which is in Kansas City, but it is a version of the International House of Prayer in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And so what we mainly do there is we from scripture, David, a man after God's own heart. The Lord calls him a man after his own heart because David wanted to give the Lord what he is due, which is true worship, worship in everything. And so what David did was that David set up a representation of heaven. In heaven, as it says in Revelation, like angels are, and in Daniel, angels are around the throne, worshiping day and night, and they're offering the incense, which is the prayers of the saints to the Lord day and night. And David wanted to bring that to earth. And so what David did thousands of years ago was he set up singers and musicians, 300 of them who were continually, like this was their vocation, like in shifts, like different musicians day and night. So 24/7 there was worship and prayer going on
Hmm.
in the tabernacle, and Israel experienced a lot of peace and prosperity through all of that worship and prayer that was going on. And we want to establish that in Jamaica, 24/7 worship and prayer. And so what we do is we have sets, which is 2 hour sets of worship and prayer that we live stream on our YouTube channel, Jamaica House of Prayer on YouTube. You can find it. Um,
Hmm.
plug.
Yeah, link will be below.
Yeah. And so we're gathering musicians and singers and intercessors who will give the Lord what he desires. Jesus said, let your kingdom come as on earth as it is in heaven. What's going on in heaven right now? Worship and prayer. what should be going on earth right now? Worship and prayer 24/7. And
Yeah.
we've actually seen the physical impact, the impact on the physical space that Jamaica House of Prayer has had because of the continuous worship and prayer. Like the police have told us, before you moved here, like the place was rampant with Standpipe, which is an area right behind us. The place was a crime spot, like rampant with murders and thefts
Yeah.
and all sorts of things. But since you guys have been here and we hear the worship coming from the place and thing, Standpipe is now one of the quietest communities in terms of crime and violence and thing. And so like worship and prayer actually has an effect. And so what we want is for worship and prayer to be going 24/7 and having that impact in the nation. We also
Mhm.
go to various places and minister to people as intercessory missionaries, tell people about the Lord, worship and pray for them, pray for healing, for direction and thing. We also have what are called wells, which is where people can come in and they can receive prophetic words or healing well sessions. And so, yeah, and so we've dedicated ourselves to this ministry that the Lord has called various ones of us to. And so if you're listening right now and you feel the Lord calling you to 24/7 worship and prayer, and I mean, it's not going to look like you are worshiping like um,
No.
the whole time. It's going to look like you doing a 2 hour set every Wednesday between 2 and 4 p.m. And thing. And you would be with other people who are also worshiping and praying. And so like if you go on our YouTube channel, you can see the format that is in and it's very sustainable. And it's been a blessing to me. It's been a blessing to all those who have come to be a part of JHOP, the people who just come in to sit down for and just meditate and pray and to sit with the Lord. Yeah, the prayer room has been a blessing to them as well. And so yeah, if you feel the Lord calling you, whether it's to come and visit or to come and volunteer or um to support in either prayer or monetarily or yeah. Yeah, check us out. Check us out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just want to piggyback off of that by saying that being called, you can feel it because, like, yes, I visited Jamaica House of Prayer several times, and then I did an internship at the international one that Raf mentioned in Kansas City. And now here in Spain, Raf, I didn't get to tell you this, but there's kind of like something going on where I believe I'll be volunteering for a ministry here.
Woo!
So,
Nice.
yes, and
Nice. Yeah.
it yeah, and they'll be focusing a lot, or they are focusing a lot on like worship and intercession and evangelism and things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it just all these things that are really important biblically and to God, they manifest themselves in different ways in different regions. But always, one thing that you can notice for every one of them is that you need community because
Yeah.
yes, you have your private time that's very important with God, but to sustain this lifestyle and to even just get the energy and the feedback from others, you need your community around you.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, we're encouraging you where you are. If you're in Jamaica, visit the House of Prayer in Jamaica. In Kingston, but I think there's one in Montego Bay as well, right?
Yeah. The YWAM base has a prayer room there.
Yeah, yeah. Or, in other places in the world, if you're in Spain, yeah, just look at the different links for houses of prayer or different ministry that have got like worship and intercessory sessions and visit because it will definitely impact you. And a personal experience I had was that when I visited Jamaica House of Prayer in 2014, it
Mm.
was one of the first times in my life for a long time that I felt peace, like
Mm.
full peace.
Right.
Just yeah, dealing with what I was dealing with, like university anxiety, stuff like that, at the time. it was like so refreshing and it was so healing as well. So even just to visit and see what it's like, we really encourage you, even if you don't feel necessarily called to that as yet, just go just to be blessed and
Yeah,
even just, see where God could be leading you to. Because as we said, like, whatever you're doing is an act of worship once you're doing it to God and to the best of your ability. Right,
yeah.
Raf?
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah. And yeah, like even on like what worship and intercession, what's the physical acts of worship and praise and prayer does, it also sets the atmosphere. So there is an atmosphere that is actually set in the prayer room where the Lord, where it's much easier for you to meet with the Lord. Like, of course, I have a lot of personal devotional times in the prayer room as well, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's different from being at home. It's different from worshiping at home in the mornings and stuff. So yeah, I would encourage you, if there's a house of prayer in your area, wherever you are, just come visit. The one in Jamaica, there's one in Kingston, which is the Jamaica House of Prayer at Shop 24 Northside Plaza in Ligani. And then there's a prayer room in Montego Bay at the YWAM base there, the Passion and Prestige YWAM base. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so definitely check it out, and we'll be putting the links in the description box below. And I wanted to be sharing the just some clips from the House of Prayer today, but it seems as if like the browsers aren't communicating with each other, so
oh,
I'll just I'll just put it on the video when I'm editing.
okay, cool, cool. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's fine. So like no, Jamaica House of Prayer, right? And the ministry you're involved with, they try their best to share what they're doing online, right? Because
yeah.
you want people to see what's going on. So what's
Mhm.
the vision for social media and your ministry?
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's that we want the church and other outside entities to be aware of Jesus's desire for worship and intercession to be established in a nation. And so our social media is fully geared towards that, to letting people know like what we're doing, why we do it, our websites, and has all sorts of resources and thing, or YouTube channel. Like we live stream 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday to Friday. Now, as we get more volunteers, then we'll be able to expand that. More volunteers and staff, we'll be able to expand into more hours. And so what we eventually want is that every day of the week, from Sunday to Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
we have, for all of the time, we have different slots for people to worship and intercede in. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that Jesus can have what he desires, 24/7 worship in every nation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, even for you, like you said that people have commented about how your music has really touched them and has been healing. And I remember before this interview, just seeing one of your videos where you were singing. It was a clip from one of the videos, and I was just like, I can't really describe fully how it felt, but when you were singing, I was just like, this is so like I don't know, it was so peaceful.
Yes, the world will bow down and say you are God, and every man will bow down and say you are King. So let's start right now. Why would we wait? King of glory.
It was just like, man. Yeah, and yeah.
God, wow. Yeah. Awesome. Wow. I mean, that was definitely the desire in putting that out. And so I'm glad that it actually has had that impact on people. Yeah. So like so even separate from just letting people know what we're doing, the things that I post especially are about encouraging people and about letting people know about the Lord and what He has in store it says that in his presence there is fullness of joy. And so, and his presence can be anywhere, like he can be anywhere. And so, like, if it's happening to what he wants you to experience in a given moment, then yeah, you can experience that joy. And so I'm glad that the ministry that that Apostate has brought some peace, and yeah, because that's definitely what I want to bring through encouragement, peace, yeah, the fruits of the spirit.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, just thinking about it now, what do you think is the role of music in, influencing people's like feelings and emotions and stuff?
Yeah, so music, yeah, from the beginning of time, basically, music has been like an a tool to influence people's behavior, emotions, anything like memory. If you want to remember something from school, like then teach you the alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it gets stuck in your head. And so you can recall that. Like music is a channel that can ingest. You can ingest either an emotion or words or encouragement, and it impacts the soul. And so, like, from the beginning of time, like kings would have musicians. When people are going to war, they will have the trumpets and sing. Yeah, because music actually like can empower or destroy you, basically.
Oh, yeah,
Like
for sure.
music, yeah, music is really intense. Like I haven't, and we in general, like people have not like fully tapped into like what the true effects of music are on people. We just know that it like different sounds and different vibrations have an effect on the emotions, on yeah, and different words, of course, being channeled through music
Mm-hmm.
have an impact on you physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. And so even on that front, like what I want to put out, because I'm also a music producer as well. The music that I want to put out, I want it to impact people positively,
Yeah.
to give them the joy, to give them the peace, to give them the rest, uh, to bring them into an experience of who God is, and His care for you through music. Because yeah, knowing that, I mean, what it's done for me has been to solidify like God's actual sovereignty and care for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
that He would, before I was born, He would be like, hey, like the thing that I have for you, yeah, like the world's not gonna understand it right now, but it is a ministry of healing. Like people will look at you first glance and write you off or say this or say that about you, but I have given you a gift of healing through music. And this is where you will find, yeah, your purpose. And so, like, yeah, and so music has been that solidifying thing for me that always brings me back, okay, yeah, the Lord is real. He cares about me because He gave me these gifts not just for myself. And it has also been a blessing to me as well. I'm able to sit down in front of the piano and pour out my emotions through music and feel released through what I'm playing or what I'm ministering to myself or the song that I'm singing either to myself or to the Lord. Um, yeah, and so that has been an immense blessing to me and has helped to keep me through very difficult times as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Oh gosh, music is definitely powerful and it's very influential. So you definitely like it's good to think about how you're using it. And we're grateful that you're here and using your special talents and gifts to really heal people because it's doing that already and to worship God, to bless him and to bless others. So yeah, thank God for that. Yeah, and
the
he's
Lord is
yeah,
good.
he's definitely using you, like you have these these like these wonderful talents like with music. And where I'm getting at is that you could have decided how you wanted to use it. You know, we've got the choice, but you felt called, you felt led, and now you really have the heart to use it for God. And we can see that it's definitely special, and it's just like a blessing. So yeah, everyone out there, like, you know, you want to use your talents for God, go for it, because like you never know how it would really impact people. And we
Yeah,
need more positivity in the world. We do.
definitely, definitely, especially in this time. Wow,
Hmm.
especially like coming through COVID and even the uncertainties of life that COVID like really like brought to the forefront. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, like we definitely need more positive things going on. Because yeah, we've had more than enough. We've had more than enough sad songs, more than enough melodies that bring people down. Let's bring some positive energy, some encouragement. We
Hmm.
need it. And that's why I'm also careful about what I listen to as well,
Hmm.
so that I'm not impacted because music has that impact. I'm not impacted what I'm not impacted negatively by what
Hmm.
I'm ingesting. And so yeah. So even as a producer, yeah, you do want to know like is what what is trending, what's going on in the music landscape right now. You want to have a knowledge of what's going on, but but my focus is still like being grounded in the Word, the Bible, being grounded in the Lord, and making sure that what I produce is encouragement and upliftment.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's a really good point, Raf. Like, be careful what you ingest as a creative, because it will influence you and what basically like comes out of you, right? Like the things that you create, because it's like we are all influenced. We want to influence others. We get influenced as well because we are living in this world, right? So you want to really just be mindful about what you consume so that it's affecting you in the best way. And
Yeah.
then you're also producing and making things that are affecting others in the best way too. Hmm.
Yeah, especially now, like when depression and anxiety are like the highest that they've ever been in recorded history, and it's like a 300% increase or something like that. And yeah, no man, in a world where there's like so much anxiety and so much fear and so much depression and sadness, like you don't want to be putting more of that out. And
Hmm. Yeah.
and yeah, I'm definitely worried about like these apps like TikTok and even Instagram, and what they are pushing towards the people who are using them. And
Yeah.
like they've been doing studies where like where where they make a new account as a certain age group, and then the things that are like being recommended to them are like really depressing and really sad, and then you wonder why the suicide rate and all of these things are higher than they've been before. No, it's like what we're putting out in the world for people to consume. And
Hmm.
so let's try and change that. Let's try and change that by putting more positive, encouraging things out in the world. Life is actually beautiful. Like I'm looking outside and I'm seeing the sun reflecting off the trees and the leaves and seeing, and it just looks glorious. The sky is very blue right now. Like there are just so many things so many beautiful things to experience in life.
Hmm.
And yeah, we want to put out things that encourage that. And
Yeah.
so even an EP that I have coming out soon, it's called The Garden. Shameless plug. But yeah, that's mainly focused on bringing us back to our first love, like what what brings us joy, the true joy, which is Jesus. And yeah,
Yeah.
this world really needs a lot of joy,
Wow. So excited to hear that EP.
right? I run the studio there as well. If you want to get something recorded or produced,
Mm,
I can help out with that. I'm also a music teacher and trainer, so the people at the House of Prayer and outside persons, I teach them piano and vocal training and music production and music theory as well. So if you're interested in learning any of those, yeah, I can help you out with that. I'm posting a bit more on my Instagram now. Like I used to not post at all, but now I'm seeing the benefit that it is, and so the Lord has continued to encourage me in that. We've been doing what's called our incense tour, which is really us Jamaica House of Prayer going to certain places, just worshiping and praying for 2 hours. Um,
mm,
encouraging the atmosphere, uplifting the atmosphere, and then we come back to the prayer room. And so we've had five, four, four stops so far. Yeah. And so our fifth stop is coming up in August.
mm.
That's mainly what I'm doing now. Also got married recently, so yeah,
Yes.
that's a new thing. That's a new thing.
Congrats.
Yeah, the Lord is very good. Um, so even learning about myself and another person, yeah, marriage is a great experience. I highly recommend it.
Yes.
I will give a high recommendation. I will give a high.
Yes, we love it. Like
Mm,
in every area of life, like just yeah, show a great impact, like marriage, your relationships with your career, or different things that you're doing. Like whatever you're in, you do want to do your best. And as Raf suggested, like worship is really just you giving off your best to God in whatever you're doing. And I would like to believe that even in marriage, that's something you're doing as well, like worshiping God by being your best with the other
definitely,
person. Hmm.
definitely. And I mean, marriage is also a humbling experience. But the Lord says that He resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. So in humbling me, He's also bringing Himself closer to me. And so that is like so cool for me to experience that when I go low, it's not lessening yourself, but it's meekness, which is knowing your worth, but choosing to serve. And in doing that, I've seen Him like really like work on my heart, work on my spouse's heart, and also bring in more blessing into my life. Yeah, I have many testimonies, but I won't get into those. But yeah,
Share
so
them on
yeah,
social media
definitely.
if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I
yeah.
like that you said like meekness is what did you say? Not like
Knowing your worth, but choosing to serve. Choose like knowing, yes, I have the power to, or I had the right to to have this done for me or to be in this position, but choosing to serve,
mhm,
knowing that I have the right to tell you to do this and you should do that, but choosing to be like, okay, choosing to ask instead of tell, choosing to serve, see what ways that you can encourage, what ways that you can help out, yeah, but knowing that you are that you are worth being served, that you are worth being cared for, that you are worth being loved.
wow.
Um, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
but not demanding it.
Wow. I'm taking notes here, mental notes. I love it. I love it. And she's so beautiful, so gorgeous as well. Like, yeah, the both of you, amazing couple. So I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to seeing like what comes, like, what happens with the both of you and how God uses you.
yeah. There are some exciting things coming that you will see on my social media, so
Oh,
you can look out for those. So
so
yeah.
looking forward to it. Yeah. So, Raf, as we land the plane, I just wanted to ask you, like, what advice would you give, or what other advice would you give to like creatives and content creators just to help them and to encourage us.
Yeah. Um, my main advice: don't give up.
Mhm.
Don't give up. Like there were so many times where I could have like quit this or given up on that. The Lord has really given me many opportunities to work with many talented people in various levels and things. And if I had like chosen to do something that I didn't want to do just to make money and thing, then I would have missed out on like all of these blessings. Like, cause I could have worked at many different organizations. They're looking for musicians. They're looking for people who produce music. They're looking for people with degrees and who are competent. In what they do. But the Lord encouraged me to go this way, and I still had the choice. I still had the choice. So even though the Lord encouraged me to do this, I could have still chosen go to go after the money, to go after the position, to go after the fame. But the Lord like really helped me to see the value of this. And then know, I didn't even know that the people that he would have me working with or partnering with, through working with Jamaica House of Prayer and through being at the place that I am. So like, even four of the people who came to learn music from me, who came to get vocal training from me, um, actually performed in last year's Sunfest. So, and I would not have had that opportunity if I hadn't placed myself where I did at Jamaica House of Prayer, in the Ligani area. And so like experiences like that, like I'm just like, okay, cool. I don't know how these people finding out about me, but they're finding out about me somehow and they're coming. And yeah, the Lord is good. Um, and just the provision that the Lord has brought through me deciding to choose this path where many would say, oh, you're not going to be able to earn, you're not going to be able to support a family. Like the Lord
Mhm.
has blown my mind over and over again. And so I would encourage, don't give up. There's each day, take each day as a blessing. Like there's always beauty to be experienced in life. Don't give up on your art. Don't give up on your passions. Like there will be a place for you. There will be a place. There is always a place for you. You have a purpose in being here. And the giftings that the Lord has given you, it's for your benefit and it's for others' benefit. So don't give up. Don't give up. I'm so glad that you're doing this social media thing and like podcasting and yeah and all of these lovely posts, April. I'm just so proud of you. And yeah, just keep at it and the Lord will just continue to bring those blessings your way. I'm so glad that you even finding a pray a place of prayer and worship that can also encourage you. So yeah, like guys, outside is beautiful. Don't stay in your houses. I know that it's very tempting. I know that outside is also scary, but get some sun, get some vitamin D. If you live in a place that has a lot of cloud cover, you can still get a lot of endorphins from being outside in nature.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, the Lord gave us nature for a reason. So like definitely find yourself in nature sometimes. Like yeah. Definitely bring somebody along as well. But yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage that. Nature is where I get a lot of inspiration and encouragement from the Lord and even seeing the beauty of the things that He's created. Um, yeah, and even leading psychologists say, go out in nature. So I would encourage you guys to do that.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Also, yeah, so persistence, yeah, the thing about truth, worshiping in spirit and in truth, there's no truth without consistency. Because if it's not consistent, then is it really true? And so, like, pursue those passions with consistency. Like, Proverbs talks about the person who is persistent receives the reward. It's the persistent that gets you the reward. So
Mm.
if you're an artist, just keep making art. Keep making art. My youngest brother, he's an artist. Like,
Yeah.
and I've been encouraging him. Yeah, like, sure, this sold this amount that time and that was incredible, and then this sold this amount that time and that wasn't as incredible as that one, but keep going, just keep making art, because you don't know like who is going to see it and be like, yes, I want that. Like, you helped me out with that. And even with the rise of AI and thing, there was it it's very easy to get discouraged, especially as creatives, when you see the things that AI can do. But there will
Mhm.
still always be people around who want a specific artist like
Yeah.
you. And
Mhm.
so just keep making art, keep producing whatever you're producing, keep creating whatever you're creating, keep dancing. Oh, I've been doing dance classes every Saturday. That has been very good for me as well,
Mhm.
just very encouraging, also getting in some exercise and things. Yeah. So I'd encourage you guys, yeah, just really keep at it, like don't give up. There's many things that can discourage us, which is why the Bible actually says to think on the things that are true and just and lovely and
Mhm.
noble and of good report. If there's anything praiseworthy,
Yeah.
think on these things. Anything virtuous, like think on these things. Focus on the things that are good. Because yeah, the devil is always trying to tell us lies and to keep us down and things. But the way that we fight it is from our thought life. Think on the things that are good and lovely and pure. Continue to even speak over yourself, encourage yourself. You are here for a purpose. You are worth fighting for. You are worth dying for. You have a gift. You have things to give to the world. You have things to give to yourself. And yeah, continue pressing at the.
Hmm. Wow, Raf, it's like you're just giving us like so many things. Like it's really good though, really helpful. But I'm just like, wow, it's like you're coming and giving us a sermon. I would
Oh
say.
wow.
So yeah, like for real, like you're just like really just giving us a lot of gems, a lot of tools to equip us as creatives, like things
Yeah.
to encourage us. And something that really stood out to me that you said was like truth is consistent, right? And we're to be true as creatives, we need to be consistent in what we do. That's what you said,
Yeah.
right? Just
Yes.
to,
That's the yeah. That's the
Mhm.
thing.
Wow,
Yeah.
isn't that something? Yeah. So, but yeah, everything else, like the things you speak over yourself, the things you pay attention to that you think on, things that are of good report, things that are lovely and good, because yes, it's a reality that there are negative things, but is it really helping you to focus on them? Yes, be aware,
Mm,
but is it really helpful to you? That's I think what we're
mm,
getting at, and I believe what the Bible was really encouraging us about.
yes. Mm, mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you so much for
My
yeah.
pleasure. Yeah, this has been a really cool time. Like even the truth and the consistency was something that the Lord just dropped in my spirit this morning, while I was washing my hands.
Mm,
Yeah, like
yeah.
when He talks about worshiping in spirit and in truth, it's also worshiping in consistency. Because yeah, without yeah, if it's not consistent, then it can't be true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, thank you for this time and thing, and thank you for continuing to do this series. Like I really look forward to like the continued episodes and stuff, and whoever else has whatever the Lord would have them share. Because whether or not you believe in God, like the Lord still has things that He can share through you. I've been impacted by many people who are not Christians, who are atheists, but the Lord he's the word says that the glory of the Lord is revealed in creation. But
Mm,
you're not going to experience the full glory of that until you have a relationship with Him. So I then also encourage you to
Yes.
firm up your relationship with Jesus.
Yes, for sure, for sure. All of that, like, so true. Just knowing that, yes, you can be impacted, and we are impacted by people who really just have the heart to really like give to people and to serve, no matter their beliefs. But we want to encourage you as well to know that at the foundation of it all, it's not the same without God, you
Yeah.
know? Like it's where, like, he's where creativity came from. He's the first
Yes.
creator, you know?
Mm. Yeah.
We are
Yep. Yep.
taking
Yep.
his lead.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Raphael, newly
Mm.
married man. So, like, proud of you, and just so happy for like what God is doing in your life. Like what we can see is encouraging, and I'm sure there's much more, in your life, in real time, because we can't always see everything on social media or the internet. It's a great tool, but it's never the full picture.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there is so much more that's going on, and like we're looking forward to the manifestation of all of it. The EP that's coming out, that's going to be dropping soon. God,
Yes.
yes, I'm all
The
about
guy.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yes,
Thanks
thank you
so much.
all.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching, for being here. I'm sure you were encouraged. Like, let us know what stood out to you the most in the comments below, and definitely check out the links for Jamaica House of Prayer and Raphael's, social media pages. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great
Yeah. Later. Bye.
day.